Black Couch Talk. You know what I'm saying? Season 2, episode 4. You know what I'm talking about, man. I got a real talented gentleman, man. Know what he doing, know what he want to do. And he doing it. You know what I'm talking about? Been really putting his mark on the city, you know, since he started. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You know, and at a fast pace. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would say, you know what I'm saying, a good pace. You know what I'm saying? And get some traction, man. A lot of people don't fuck with you, so I definitely see you. And you know, that's how we got here today. You know what I'm talking about? So you know, introduce yourself, man. Talk to him.
I mean, I'm Cornell the Shooter. You're probably more familiar with my brand, my platform, with the CMP Network. I'm here to answer any question you got.
Right. Michi, what's up, fool? I appreciate you watching, my dog. Alright, man, let's start it like this. Man. You're not from Chattanooga, correct?
Right.
And where are you from?
Okay. So, I was born in Rome, Georgia.
Okay.
So that's Floyd County.
Yeah.
I was raised in Atlanta, Georgia. That's Fulton County.
Right.
For the past 10 years, I resided either here in Chattanooga or Cleveland. So, I'm not born and raised here.
Right.
But I have ties here.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's one of the first things I noticed about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I first seen your platform and, you know, seen the shit you was doing and, you know what I'm saying, who you had on your platform.
Right.
I'm like, damn, who is this guy? Like, who, how, what, when, you know what I'm saying? And something I always used to wonder, man, so I'm going to ask you, you know, right now, like, what are your ties? Who are your ties? You know what I'm saying? Who some of the people you affiliated with early stages, you know what I'm saying, by you getting to know and growing up in Chattanooga?
Okay, so initially, I guess I popped out.
Right.
I used to rap.
Okay, you used to rap.
Yeah, right. So I used to rap. Eventually, that came to an end, and then I started shooting music videos. When I rapped, I've done songs with Chuck Marley, Interstate Tax.
Right.
I was able to perform for C. Grammy. We never put any work in together, but you know, on a business level, we have a business relationship. Now a personal relationship, but you know, we established a business relationship.
Right.
I did a song with Wallaman early on. At one point in time, I was gonna sign with Rap Racing Music Group.
Okay.
With T. Raza. You know, that was I say probably a 2 to 3 year time period. Eventually, I was, like I said, go on and do music videos. So then, man, I shot for a good amount of people.
Yeah.
Wallaman, I shot for a large amount of his videos.
So you went from rapping to like doing videos,
right?
Or you already had the videos on the top and you started rapping?
I went from rapping to videos.
Okay.
So when I started doing videos, I was no longer rapping.
Okay.
Mind you, in that time period, I had relocated back to Atlanta when I initially started doing videos. So I was in Atlanta doing videos for a good 3 or 4 months, and then I moved back up this way.
Okay.
So in that time period, I came back to the city. I left as a rapper, came back as a videographer. Whole new name, whole new brand, and everything. And initially, the first video I shot for Chuck Marley, and then I started shooting for Wallaman. And I say for a 2-year time period, I shot consistently with Wallaman. You go on his page, me and bro put in work. You know what I mean?
Alright, so it sounds like, you know, you got some, you know, short period of time,
right?
Or, you know, a nice little chunk period of time, man. You fuck with some people. Chuck Marley, I don't know him,
right?
But I know of him.
Right.
I done seen him at
I mean, he wasn't. I'm about to say I did Chuck Marley, Wallaman. I done shot for Slatz's last video.
Right.
Shot Slatz's last video. I've shot for VZ. I shot VZ's last video. Man, Slindo. I think Slindo's last 3. I shot his. You pretty much you name it. Back when Chris Frost was a rapper, I shot Hood Baby Fields. I shot one of his visuals. You know, I put time in.
Fact. That's fact.
You know what
it sounds like it been. So you've been doing the videos for a minute, man. Being in media or being around cameras, you know,
Correct.
You've been doing that for a minute. That ain't
Correct.
nothing new. All right, so since we you know brought them up, you know what I'm talking about, and since you say you know this is one of your people that you fuck with,
Right.
Through. I know that time and right now is different. So
Different.
far as the relationship, you and Guala Man. You know,
I wouldn't say different. I wouldn't say different.
Would you say the same?
I mean, that's still my dog.
Right.
He called me right now. That's still my dog. Guala.
Right.
So look, for real,
Right.
Guala like short of blood, Guala like a brother to me.
Facts.
There's things that Guala know about me, other people don't know about. And there's things I know Guala other people don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Me and Guala, yeah, our relationship was built on a business standpoint. You know what I mean? And I keep 100. There was times where, I mean, Guala got the best price in the city when it came to these videos.
Yeah.
And that was because of the price. That was just because of the relationship we built. There was times in my life that I needed Guala to call me for a video.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So that type of stuff, nothing that will ever be said or done would outweigh that. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So no, like I go back to say, he like a brother to me. So with that being said, my brother can say this or do this, but that's still my brother.
Right.
We may not be on the same walk in life right now. We may not be working together professionally.
Right.
But if he don't know, you know, bro, he call me for anything. If he's sitting up right now, bro, I'm about to go to the city. I need to holler at me.
Obviously, I asked you that for a reason because you know what I'm saying. It's something I was
that wasn't public, so I don't even he done went on the podcast, gave me shout outs and all that. So and that ain't something that's public, and that ain't nothing I brought to your doorstep either. So,
right.
So I'm sure.
You know, it was just something that was privy to me, and I was just, you know, since we was, one of the names he brought up, let's just.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I was.
Maybe this can help the situation.
Right. I mean, but there ain't no situation.
Right.
There ain't no situation.
Right.
Like literally, there ain't no situation. Just right now, he doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. But he know it's dropping down. He called me right now.
Fact.
It's on the pop. It's just to get to a certain destination. He gotta go that way, I gotta go that way. We still gonna get to a destination.
Fact.
You dig what I'm saying? So no, it ain't.
Yeah, shit happen like that, man.
It ain't no problem though. It ain't no smoke, no beef, no problem.
Yeah, right. And I wouldn't even insinuating that, but I just knew.
I
just knew what I knew. And I still really kept it discreet at the same time.
You did. I mean, you did. And if he says anything different, then that'll be the first I've heard of.
Run it up. What's up, Big Sis? What's up, love? I appreciate you watching.
But real talk, if he say anything different, that would literally be the first I heard of.
Okay, all right, and you know what I'm saying, when it's brothers, man, Family's Feud or
right.
shit just so, from what I know, from what what it sound like, from what you done said,
right,
it sound like just down the line that shit, like you said, it'll.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Waller know, and he called me right now.
Yeah.
I mean, there ain't no problem.
Right.
There ain't no situation. But like, I mean, we still share the same circle. You know what I mean? Not the full circle, but like, I mean, DJ Illy, like, I thought DJ Illy not as often now, but I mean, DJ Illy done been like, hey, bro, y'all just need to talk.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of times that's all it be.
Yeah, but see, it ain't. Don't get it twisted, because I know how powerful the internet is.
Right.
There ain't no smoke between Cornell Shooter and Waller. No, it's just professionally. We just ain't working together right now. That's simply what it is.
That's it. Yeah.
That's simply what it is.
All right. How would you describe yourself, far as like, as a media personality? Or just somebody doing content creator, whatever you describe yourself. How do you what I'm saying, describe your style or your approach?
I'm an entertainment journalist. I'm an independent freelancing entertainment journalist. CMP Network is not a representation of Cornell the Shooter. Cornell the Shooter is, if this was Walmart, I am an employee.
Right.
CMP Network is a brand. It's a conglomerate of its own. So if CMP Network posts this, let's say a random rapper,
Right.
don't necessarily mean Cornell the Shooter listens to this random rapper.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I am I go back and say it. I am an independent freelance journalist.
Okay.
I am a co-founder of the brand, but my anticipation when I'm dead and gone, CMP Network will still exist and still be its own brand.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's another reason why I'm not the face of the brand.
Right.
However, on this scale I am, but I'm not the face of the brand long term. Cornell the Shooter, me personally, I am a father, I am a husband, I am, you know what I mean? I'm a fan of the genre of hip hop, and not just hip hop. I'm a fan of country. I'm just a regular person who's just.
Right.
I work for CP.
So your number one thing when you cut on the camera or you going in creative mode to produce any type of visual or video or whatever you do is to entertain.
Correct.
Okay. And is it any things like that's standard to you? You know what I'm saying? Or are you willing to do other things than what you're doing? Or you just like, you keeping it like this is the blueprint. This is what and how I built.
Unpack that.
Okay, let's just face it head on. I got my own preference. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we talked before this, so you already know.
Right.
My preference don't really fit how you do shit. Or how you doing it now. That may change. How you do shit might change. You know what I'm saying? It can, you know what I'm saying? But how you do it now, I gotta, it's not saying that your shit ain't quality or it ain't the shit. It's just saying like it ain't my preference.
Okay, so
I'm just asking you, is that your ideal way of making content? How you doing it now?
So when you say my ideal way of making content, you mean as far as the way I present it to the public, or do you mean the content itself?
The content itself.
Okay. So I feel like each and every one of my interviews, they take on their own personality. If they were a person, they would be an individual person. I don't feel like any of my interviews are yet the same. So I don't. You go off. You're and there's no shade thrown. You go. You're an independent artist from Charleston, South Carolina.
Right.
And you go on Off the Porch.
Mm-hmm.
And that artist is 9 times out of 10 gonna get asked generic questions, right? Tell us about your music, where you from, what's your music scene like there?
Right.
The generic same questions. Nothing wrong with it. That's a strong platform. Not throwing shade. But however, when you come to the CMP Network, we like to individualize you.
Right.
So if you're a rapper and you get on social media, or you put a song out and you say this about a person in the song, or you get on social media, you type something up about a person, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be brought up in conversation.
Right.
Now, is the whole conversation strictly around what you put on social media or what you said? No. But it's going to be brought up. It's public.
Right.
I feel like I've never asked anything to anyone that was never conversated about publicly that I just came up with my own hidden agenda to be like, okay, bruh, answer this question. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So everything's individualized. So as far as that being a blueprint, yes. I firmly believe that not asking generic questions, that to actually correspond with the person I'm talking to want to get them actively involved, I have to ask questions that are common to them.
Okay. Now, we were speaking like you do firm research when you interview somebody.
Correct.
You do as much research as you
that the internet will allow.
Yeah. And you broke it down to me, so let's break it down to the people. Cause it's it's kind of interesting. You know what I'm talking about. What are you? Whenever you.
What are my methods?
Yeah. Your methods. What you do.
The internet. The internet. If you have somebody's first and last name, all thing you got to do is get the internet. Anything you post on the internet, even if you delete it, it's still out there. Like from Facebook, Instagram. If your name was ever in the newspaper, if you was ever arrested, all this type of stuff is public records.
Right.
You can go down to everybody talk about paperwork. All that stuff is public records. You can look up people's paperwork online.
Yeah.
Like But
see, everybody don't know where to go and get that shit though.
But
it ain't just black and white. It ain't just like
you could file. You could get a home mortgage online, right?
Right.
You know how to do it?
Nah, I mean I haven't. That ain't no shit.
But do you know how to do it?
But I know it's
happening, right?
Yeah.
You know how to do it?
Nah.
I don't know how to do it either, but it's possible.
Right.
But that doesn't make because that person who knows how to do it. That don't make them any more advanced.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just know the channels to take to get a home loan or a home mortgage online.
Right.
To get a car loan online. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some people don't know how to set up a Facebook page. You know what I'm saying? There's some people don't know how to set up a YouTube page.
Okay.
But that don't make them sus because you know how to set up a YouTube page. I just know how to use the internet.
Yeah.
It's all
there for everybody.
It ain't no black web. It ain't no connection to no police agency. Like when people throwing shade at black, bro. Like,
hold on, we gonna get the.
What I'm saying is every question, short of the individual I'm interviewing, short of them saying, "Hey, I would like for this to be a topic," or "I would like to talk about this." Short of that happening, and anybody I've interviewed will tell you,
right?
9 times out of 10, they filled out a form asking them what they want to talk about. What's some highlights in your life?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's a lot of behind the scenes, behind baseball that a lot of people are not aware of.
Where did you get that? Where did you get that formula from?
What formula?
To like give out a form and do the extensive research that you do. You know what I'm talking about? Like, is that something that you did? Is that it, or is that something that was influenced to you?
I mean, so there's different. So as far as the form, that's an in-house idea. As far as the form, that just honestly, it helps. It helps.
That was gonna be my next question. I was gonna say, like, do it help? Like,
no. It helps. That one.
What?
There's some people that I interview. They don't have like a professional press kit out or things of that nature.
Yeah.
So what that form does, that form works as your press kit. So it gives me information, so I'm able to do adequate research on you. So as far as that, the form itself, that's in house. Like we've started implementing contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, before the camera goes on, you sign a contract.
Okay.
So we do contracts. Everything for the most part is handled in a professional manner because if it ain't documented, it never happened.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But that was honestly, the contract was in house as well. Also, that was motivated by my wife and my partner, AK Films. Shout out AK Films. These are like, okay, this is what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? So contracts. That's all. Like a lot of the ideas are done in house. Now I would be lying if I said, okay, I didn't see. Let's say if it's another platform, the way they spread their content, try to implement those ideas. Then yeah, we all do that.
It ain't hard to tell if people don't watch your content.
Yeah.
That is it can be put in the box as controversial type shit.
Okay.
Do you agree or disagree with
All my content or
I ain't gonna say all. Cause,
Okay.
cause some people ain't in that box.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But some people ain't got no controversial shit going on, or all this other shit.
So what you said right there is key. Some people don't have controversial stuff going on.
Right. And some people do.
Some people do.
Right.
If I'm aware of it, isn't the person I'm interviewing aware of it?
Of course. But they still gotta be, like, they still got a responsibility just like you got a responsibility.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
All right. Some more behind baseball. Anybody that's ever been on the CMP network can vouch
Right.
that 9 times out of 10, they know almost verbatim what I'm gonna ask or what we're gonna talk about. I'll give you an example. When I arrived here, though this is your interview,
Yeah.
the first thing I asked you was what?
What's my goals or what I'm trying to do, like long term type shit?
No. First one was, and we did talk about that. My first one was, what's your goal with this interview?
Yeah, that's what I consider.
Right, okay, yeah. So your goal with it, so what are you trying to convey to said audience through this interview?
Right.
Each and every person interview, same thing. We sit up, we politic for a good 30, 45 minutes, especially if I've never met them before in their life.
Yeah.
We politic. Like I said, for the most part, early on, almost everybody that sat down with me saw their questions before I even asked them. Like literally, hey bro, I'm still setting up cameras. We want to look at the questions.
Okay.
I just had an interview here recently, done the same thing. That person vouched. I literally, hey, you want some questions? Yeah.
So you have all your questions. You have all your you do the paperwork to get on the show. You know what I'm saying? You have all your questions. You know what I'm saying? Ready. Like you do mass preparation.
That's how interviews conducted. The person sits there and read their own questions.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. All right, so let's say I'm interviewing you, right?
Right.
All right. Where exactly are you from?
I'm from where we at.
The Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chattanooga's finest.
Born and raised in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Give me a memory growing up in Chattanooga, Tennessee you never forget.
Son been born.
What made that memory so special to you?
That's probably my best creation.
You ever cheat on his mama?
We went in a situation like that.
What's your social security number? What's your son's social security?
Alright, now I know where you going with that. I don't gotta answer that. But why you gotta ask that? When you know, like just like that person know that they got shit going on in the streets or whatever the case.
Okay.
You knew that question was a bullshit question.
Alright, let's say you got on Facebook before this interview, right?
Right.
My social security number is da and you only get the last 4 digits.
Right.
I'm about to interview you. You just got on Facebook.
Yeah.
Going crazy about your social security number.
Right.
I'm gonna let y'all know my social security number.
Right.
You just told that the word.
Yeah,
You gonna let know
yeah.
I sit down in front of you. I'm wrong for asking you about what you just put on social media.
No. I mean,
because I guarantee if you go over there to BJ barbershop, he cutting your hair. He got some people sitting there. Shout out to BJ.
Right.
Somebody gonna look at you. They know they're gonna be like, I just seen you on Facebook. What's up with that social security number, bro?
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yo, that's.
I've never asked questions.
That's prone to happen.
I've never asked questions that, i.e., that person has not made public themselves.
Right.
Everybody likes to refer back to the Conky interview. Shout out to Conky, right? Conky.
Shout out to Conky.
Prior to that interview, was all on social media, rapping out who shot you, right?
Right.
There was a diss record that was dropped. There was things that was said back and forth.
Right.
So I'm supposed to sit down with this person and act like none of that was happening, even though this person made it public.
Now that I'm in this shit, I see it for what it is, and I understand to an extent.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I try not to go past that extent. You know what I'm saying? I try to be as clever as I can be. I try to be as discreet as I can be. I try to, you know what I'm saying? I try to take those same situations and them same people, types of people, and extract that same shit you trying to get out. By trying to do it in a, you know, just a more clever way or a different way, or just, you know, for if it's lingo, or if it's, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, some facial expressions or some shit. Like it's different ways to get shit out.
But that's how rumors get started. The indirectness is how rumors get started.
Think so?
That's how, I mean, this is what he was trying to say. This is what he meant by that facial expression. The way he answered it, he paused. That's how rumors get spread.
Yeah.
When you direct, because these songs are direct.
Right.
This Facebook content's direct.
Yeah.
This Instagram content's direct. Everything else is direct.
Right.
So if I ask a direct question, there's no confusion.
There's no gray area.
So, and also, in that same interview, in each and every one of the interview that it has any type of conflict that is inside of that interview, if the consumer was to watch the whole interview,
right,
9 times out of 10, I just did it in a little more films. I'm sorry, the Poonie Mooney interview, where there was some negative things said about Maul the Pimp, but at the end, when I let him air his grievance, because I can't make you tell me I'm so scared.
Right.
At the end, is there anything? If I can get you two to sit down, and they gotta be on camera, on or off camera. If I can get you two to sit down,
you say that
to resolve,
that's like one of your main things.
But that ain't just words being said.
Right.
That is. I can show you
genuinely feel like that.
I can show you on my phone right now where I've reached out to Maul the Pimp,
right,
in an attempt to, hey, bro, let's talk. And I'm not throwing no shade. You ain't got to respond to me. But what I'm saying is, I've done it.
Right.
So it ain't just words being said.
Right.
It's actually actions behind it.
Right.
So you can't, and Lil Mo, good example. In order to work this formula of resolving this conflict, first off, you got to address it and make sure there's conflict there. Right? I mean, what you just did earlier about, like, you didn't know me and Guap could have been full-blown beefing. I could have got on here and came with a bunch of smoke, and he could have came back with a bunch of smoke. Next thing you know, trying to nuke small, now we got a problem. Now we can't even go to the same Walmart.
Yeah.
So you do it kind of too. You do it too.
Yeah, I mean, no. I ain't like I try not to cross certain lines because I know how real shit is.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
You didn't know if Niguala really.
I knew.
Okay, well, good. All right, well, you just did a good job.
Yeah, I knew.
Good job.
I knew.
But
I knew it wasn't no real beef.
Though.
But I just knew it was like a misunderstanding or just a separation or some shit.
Right, but the consumer don't know that.
Right, the consumer don't know that.
And the consumer could have heard.
Right.
Man, that dude couldn't have got a problem with my boy, and now
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it's a dangerous game. No matter what, I'm not discounting saying it's not a dangerous game.
Right.
However,
that's why the delivery was discreet.
And I get it.
Yeah.
And I get it. And I appreciate you doing your research.
Yeah.
But as far as myself, now I'm not gonna sit here and be like, okay, something could initially come from every question I ask. However, I go back to say, 9 times out of 10, the person sitting in front of me know the question I'm about to ask. And honestly, if that person, which I know they wouldn't do it, and I don't even have, and for the record, I don't feel like Kunky had any doings with what happened to Lil Ratchet.
Right.
If he had got on CMP Network and said, yeah, I shot, bro, y'all would have never seen it. My position is not to incriminate nobody, not to embarrass anybody. That is not my end goal.
Right.
So, people who think that, I hope you're watching it. That is not my end goal.
I mean, if somebody was watching your shit, and some of the interviews I seen, I told you, I told you a few of them. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Like they might think you on some DJ Vlad shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know how you feel about that. Let's just go and jump into that part. You know what I'm talking about?
How do I feel about that?
Different from me.
Okay. All right. To a degree.
Okay, to a degree.
To a degree.
Okay, to a degree. Alright, so I think DJ Vlad is on some police shit. I done been very vocal about it, or I done been like, that's how I feel.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel off what I see.
Okay.
The same thing in the same basis that I judged your shit on in the
you
did.
Yes,
off
you
what
did.
I see. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, you did.
So, yeah, man, just like he on a bigger scale, bigger audience type shit, which who's to say he don't got certain connections and affiliations? You know what I'm saying?
What? First off, I ain't about to be on. I'm not about to be on here just defending Vlad.
Right. I mean, do what you.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I ain't tripping.
My only discrepancy,
right,
when it came to your conversation about Vlad,
right,
was the way it was publicly handled, because there's so much power in content, right?
all right.
And you got.
Am I saying anything that ain't already been said about?
Now that, yeah, I like I said, I'm not here to defend Vlad. I'm not here to defend Vlad. Now, back to my point. You see those people over there watching? Shout out to that interview you had with RJR, and Vlad became a conversation topic.
Yeah, for sure.
When you referred to Vlad, it was the police, he this, that, and the third.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
He'll plant.
Yeah.
This, that, and the third, right? And you said, just like the CMP. So my only discrepancy was, I'm not here to defend another man.
Right.
That ain't. I'm here, just like you made the comparison. So your audience, if they've never heard of CMP Network, the power of content,
right,
and the fact that they're watching. So right now you are an influencer. Whether you influence that decision or not, you are an influencer. Only thing it takes for you to say, yeah, CMP Network, just like Vlad the Police, and they can literally say, well, I've never watched anything come from CMP Network.
Yeah, they can.
My discrepancy was, I would rather you have called me, reached out like you did, and we had a conversation. And then at that point, you would have understanding. The last thing you would have said was make a comparison to me to Vlad.
Right.
Like I ain't what Vlad does is what Vlad does.
Right. In the battlefield we in, that's what got us here.
In so many words.
You know what I'm saying? That's what got us here. I'm starting to like kind of understand it, but I still, I'm still the, the real nigga that I am, and feel like, certain things ain't really necessary, or, you don't even gotta do. It's just something that's a part of the game or come with it. You know what I'm saying? Out of that interview that you speaking on with me and Roland, like, I did say that, what I said, but I ain't say nothing personal.
Right.
I ain't say nothing about, nothing, disrespectful. I just said something about the platform in which I see,
right,
in which I get the same criticism. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker might feel like, I'm this or I'm that or my shit this or my shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm all, when you start doing this type of shit, you already come with that. Come with that. Yeah,
it come with the territory. And listen, I agree, and quite frankly, it's all content. Right. So I get that. Right. It's just what struck me as odd was like, okay,
police, when you hear somebody,
I mean,
that type of shit,
especially was like we never had a formal conversation ever.
Right.
Like we probably done passed each other in Walmart and didn't know that. So it's like, okay, like it's that, and then it's also like, okay, we both trying to build something here. Right. We all both have our different reasons why, but we're both nonetheless trying to build something.
Yeah.
I have never, threw shade in nobody's direction who's doing the same thing I'm doing.
I don't call it shade. If it was shade, you wouldn't be here right now.
I do feel like that was shade.
I mean, I don't feel like that was shade. I feel like that was the battlefield we in.
Right, follow me though. So let's say I bring somebody on here, right, on my platform, right, and they talking about fake jewelry.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, man, yeah, bro, I don't, all mine real, bro, all mine real. And they like, but so and so, they jewelry fake. They talking about a rapper, right?
Yeah. Or what?
And I'm like, oh, like 702 visuals. That ain't. Would that be throwing shade? 702 visuals. In my opinion, he wear fake jewelry too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, you didn't call me brother, but you compare like when the first time publicly that I seen that you spoke with CMP Network, it was in comparison to DJ Vlad being a plant, i.e. a plant meaning he was, there with ill motives.
Right.
In the industry, whatever. He had motives that was not good for the industry. Right. And he was the police.
Alright, so with that being said, look, that's not you. You doing? I'm criticizing the media. Like a motherfucker could say, look, 702 Visions, that nigga, man, he slow, he ugly, his quality bad, yada yada. Like if somebody say something like that, like that's their right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not taking your right to say.
You know what I'm saying?
Say whatever you want to say.
Right.
I'm pretty sure you ain't the only person that said. I read the comment sections too. I've been called the police before from the question. It was just we in the same lane.
Right. We in the same city.
We in the same city.
Yeah.
We in the same lane. It's like, bro, reach out to me.
Yeah.
Holla at me.
Like, okay. It's always a method to the madness with this.
I get it. And there was a little more feelings too. And you know what I'm about to start doing? I might start using the Chattanooga Web method because this is the second time.
I don't think that's
This is the second time I'm put in a position off what somebody said about the platform, and either an interview has come out of it. Either person or I'm involved in the interview.
Right.
So I understand the method.
Right.
But we can do this. Just reach out.
Yeah.
We literally call me, message me. Everybody, I respond. Holla at me. You know what I'm saying?
And on the grounds of the combo we had with JR and the live there wasn't no like real shit. It really wasn't no shade. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Like I see you doing your thing.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I don't feel like I have.
You know what I'm talking about?
Smoke with anybody in the city.
Right.
So I don't think there was no smoke there.
Yeah.
I wish, like I said, I wish the conversation would have been had prior to some of the things being said publicly. That's all. Some of the references being made publicly.
I did that.
That's all. I mean, cause my name ain't nobody paperwork.
Right.
Like I like from here to a jet.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't even nobody's paperwork.
That's fact. And like nigga know the stigma that come with that type of association. You know
I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't in the streets either now. Don't nobody get it twisted. I ain't in the streets either.
Yeah.
Like I got 401k. Like you know what I'm saying? I go to work. I'm on somebody's time clock.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. However, I'm not what I'm not either.
Yeah.
You don't understand what I'm saying?
Right,
I'm not what I'm not either.
Right.
So no.
Would you ever change your style?
Change what style?
Okay, would you ever get in front of the camera?
I'm in front of the camera now.
Yeah, okay, now on your platform, you on my platform.
I see where you going. I see
in front of the camera. When you get on your platform and get in front of the camera. So and this ain't saying you gotta do that shit.
No, I mean
that was just
I heard your grievances.
Yeah, that was just my preference.
Yeah, I mean, can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Can we talk about your grievances when we not being in front of the camera?
Do your thing. Do your thing.
When it came to lines of that, and y'all go back and watch the RMJR and Lil Mo Films interview for clarity. When the statement was made that I ain't done nothing, I ain't done nothing in the city. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That was one of those things like, bro, holla at me. I ain't got no problem telling my resume.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
As far as being in front of the camera, I don't feel like I have to be in front of the camera.
No, you don't.
Because I feel like, and I ain't being like that. I ain't gonna be like that because I'm a very humble person.
Right.
But I feel like the impact that the CMP Network has made, not just in the city of Chattanooga, but in the state of Tennessee as a whole, in the past year, I didn't have to be in front of the camera to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, you don't.
I've had some great guests. I've had great consumers, people who are tuning in weekly, who like and share and comment. Like I mean, they ain't doing that because of me,
right.
And I'm cool with them not doing that because of me.
Right.
They're doing it because of the content.
Yeah, it's always business has always got a business model.
Right. So at the end of the day, what I'm merely just a worker. You know what I mean?
Right.
And a part of the big machine. So with that being said, the consumer is number one. It ain't me and me being in front of the camera. That ain't gonna change the views. And I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
Like they ain't gonna make that. I'm a firm believer. Me being in front of the camera ain't gonna make somebody be like, oh, I got tuned in this week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So no. If it presents itself where there's value added there by me being in front of the camera, then quite possibly do so. But like I said on Coop's podcast, I'm not the object of attention when I'm doing these interviews. That's why if you notice when I interview somebody, I just let them talk. I ask y'all what y'all call convicting questions,
right?
But I just let them talk. I'm not the object of their attention. I don't want to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if it presents itself where I see value in it, then yes. But until then, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Because 9 times out of 10, people are tuning in because of the content that's been provided. The content that's been provided is the guest.
The guest, yeah. And that you definitely don't have to be in front of the camera to generate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To do your thing or. You know what I'm saying? Be creative, you know what I'm saying? And, just do your own thing. You know what I'm talking about? There's plenty of people that don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Plenty of people that don't. All right, then let me ask you this. Like, is there anybody that you model yourself after?
I won't say.
Or I ain't gonna say model, but like, influence, as far as business-wise, that you see somebody, you know what I'm saying, that you like how they do something, and you probably,
You mean locally or?
Just inspiration wise, who's your inspiration as far as this media?
I mean, I always say Sean Cotton, say Cheese TV. That's top echelon for me. That's you talking about somebody that was a complete nobody,
right?
Nobody knew who Sean Cotton was other than maybe some people that was, in the circle that used to go to the shows he used to throw. But Sean Cotton literally was a nobody and built a multi-million-dollar juggernaut media outlet, with just a mere camera.
Yeah.
So for sure, Say Cheese TV. I mean, I don't feel like anybody can do this, what we do, urban media, and not say somebody like a DJ Vlad. If you look at his business module, if you look at the success that he's gained off of just having a camera, I'm not talking about his content, but just his business strategy, he is the most successful one to do this.
You think so, DJ Vlad?
By far. I know you're gonna say Joe Budden, but by far. He's by far more successful.
Okay, I got 2 names.
And DJ Academics.
I still got 2 more names.
Who?
Joe Rogan and
Joe Rogan don't do the same thing.
Tucker Carlson.
Joe Rogan don't do the same thing. I'm talking about urban media.
Urban media. Okay, urban.
Yeah,
okay,
they don't do the same thing.
Urban
What you do is urban media.
Yeah.
What I do at this present moment, which there's always room for growth.
Right.
What I do at this present moment is urban media.
I mean, I feel like I do more than urban media, but I mean, I know I do, but For the most part.
Okay.
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. If somebody was to just window shop this interview right here,
Right.
it
It'll
would follow
Urban Media. Yeah, it follows that.
Urban Media, Urban Entertainment. The names vary. So if you look at hip hop,
Right.
if you look at somebody in the hip hop bubble when it comes to podcasting or interviewing or interview shows, there is no greater top than DJ Vlad. And that's not taking anything away from Joe Budden, Adam 22. It's not taking anything away from them. That's reality. Numbers don't lie. Legitimate numbers don't lie. Mm-hmm. Legitimate numbers don't lie. Mm-hmm. So yeah, DJ Vlad. I mean, I like what Real Life Street Stars is doing out of Texas. I like the way they navigate the system. Ugly Money Nietzsche out of Atlanta, Ugly Money Podcast. That's another somebody who, I mean, he had a little name because he was rapping, but it's also somebody who literally started at the dust bottom, and built a solid platform where that man literally does not have to clock in on nobody's clock, and all that he has to do is put out media.
Yep.
So yeah, Ugly Money Nietzsche definitely. So yeah, these are the companies that I look at and say, okay, this is what they're doing to be successful. With that being said, if anybody who's tuned into my content faithfully and not just looked at a clip or just heard what another person said, they can't say that my platform is solely built on police questions or conflict.
No, not solely.
You can't say that. I don't care who you are. Run it up on the track. We talked about his illness.
Right.
Coach Collins. We talked about Chattanooga winning the state championship for the first time in numerous years.
Yeah, shout out to Chet Prep. Shout out to Chet Prep, man. Two-time champ.
KB Brown ran down his whole life story. The list. I mean, Lil Kel being grazed by a bullet and people assuming he was blind.
Right.
Lil Mo Films. Yeah, he said some crazy stuff, undoubtedly, but the interview wasn't surrounding that.
Right.
If you watched the whole interview, I gave Lil Mo his flowers.
Yeah.
I mean, man, Maya Beasley out of Rome, internet sensation, conflict there. Yeah. Lil Ratchet sat in front of me, talked about when Christmas came around, he ain't getting nothing for Christmas, but income tax time, his mama made for sure they were straight income tax time. Ain't no conflict in that. That thing went viral.
Yeah.
I'm talking hundreds of thousands of views and likes. That went viral.
Right.
So if you focusing on just, he asks police incriminating questions, bruh. If you go to any barbershop around here,
right,
and that same artist or that same person walks in that barbershop, they're gonna ask him about it.
But they're not gonna tell him. If they didn't even ask.
They gonna, man, I understand you got the twist and everything. I don't know where you get your haircut at.
Yeah.
But I back when BJ used to cut over there on Brandon Road, I don't still cut that. I've been about they asked, it's barbershop talk.
Right. You know, barbershop talk, it ain't no real street. I mean,
man, don't do that.
I mean, it ain't.
If you said it on Facebook, if you said it on
Instagram, if they said it on Facebook.
So I want people to point out any other time that I've asked a question that was not that person has not made public themselves.
All right, let me ask you this: everybody you named that's positive,
mm-hmm.
that go back to me saying those people don't got controversial shit going on. Those people ain't putting nothing out on the internet, and they ain't done none of that extra stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
So
them the people that we know ain't you know what I'm talking about?
For the record, I've only paid for one interview.
Right, and
the whole existence
right.
of the CMP network.
Right.
I've only paid for one interview.
Mm-hmm.
The rest is Sean.
Right.
That's it. Only paid for one interview. I.e., someone's manager either hit me up, because that's happened. The artist has hit me up, or I hit the artist up, like, hey, bro, let's chop it up. T. Montana.
Right.
We did an interview.
From jail.
He he knew
Yeah.
what was going on.
Yeah.
I got the text thread to prove.
Right.
Even the Chattanooga rap beef, I didn't take that to nobody.
Right.
One of the artists, and I'm not saying one of the artists involved came to me and said it's time for an interview.
Right. The state of hip hop right now.
As a whole.
As a whole.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm talking about? As a whole. You used to rap, so.
Many eons ago, yes.
You know what I'm saying? But you still, even though you don't do it, you still in tune.
To a degree.
Can I, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to a degree.
Alright, so and to me, hip hop and media go.
Correct.
You know what I'm talking about?
Correct.
Alright, so your stance on hip hop as a whole, man. It's a lot of negative, not a lot of positive.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Correct.
Do we?
I'll say that.
Do we capitalize off the bullshit?
Okay.
Or are we doing what we supposed to do?
Okay.
If you understand what I'm trying to say.
There's a lot of negative being presented.
Right. And
but
I try to like.
But for that though, there's just as much positive out there.
Right. I mean, I try to take negative topics, negative shit that happen, and what I do, I just try to tell the story behind it, or tell the lesson behind it, or tell the, you know what I'm saying, tell the solution behind it, or you know, like just say some real life shit, how it equate to real life, and how and what I can.
You're not
take
gonna. I'll be honest. You're not gonna. So if you're talking on change, or
no, I'm not trying to change shit.
Okay.
But I would try to enlighten. I would try to bring a different light to it.
Okay.
I bring light.
Yeah, I mean you
bring light.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But if one was talking
and
about
that can change, you know.
Okay, but if you talking about change, you gonna have to change the consumer. The consumer's mind's got to change.
Okay. So overall, this our business at the end of the day.
I mean,
or perception.
No, I'm saying you saying hip hop, right?
Right.
Yes, hip hop is a business.
Right.
Straight
and that trump everything.
It's a consumer.
Yeah. So everything we seeing is modified. It's curated. It's staged. It's staged.
Because you want to see it. Because you want to see it. Media is like that. It's because you want to see it. The news, it's like that. Because you want to see it. If it pops on television and tell you, tune in at 9 o'clock, you're going to see, we're going to talk about, the lady abducted off the highway who said she saw a baby on the side of the highway.
Right.
Oh, snap, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Tune in at 9 o'clock and hear about the lady that found $100,000 in her attic.
Yeah.
And she gave it away to the local orphanage. Nobody want to see that. Nobody tunes into that. They don't.
Right.
The media is driven off of negativity. The hip hop world capitalizes and make money off of negativity because the consumer, that's what they absorb. That's what the consumer interacts with.
Right.
If you look at the growth between hip hop from when I was coming up to where it is now. When I was coming up, you had trap boys, you were talking about selling dope and getting money, hustling this and third. Now you got drill, they're talking about straight up just killing you.
Right.
Now we run the drill because it's fun. We outside because it's fun, we popping this because it's fun. And the consumer taking that, absorbing that, constantly vibing to that, wanting to become that. It's the consumer. You want to change them, you got to change the consumer. You can't. The product is gonna change with the consumer. Everybody know McDonald's gonna kill you. You eat enough McDonald's it'll kill you.
Yeah.
But guess what?
That shit.
There ain't
the number one goddamn brand in
the biggest fast food restaurant in the world, McDonald's.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So the consumer is what changes the way the product is presented.
Facts. All right, let me shout out Desiree Simpson. She said chat rappers the most sensitive ass people I ever met. For real. Hey, I mean, what Erykah Badu say. I'm sensitive about my shit. I mean, I ain't saying that's a personal thing.
I don't know. I was direct. Talking about rappers, but rappers. Any creator any creator is gonna be somewhat sensitive about the things they create.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You go, man, your mama make you some biscuits and you look at her like these biscuits ain't hitting, she gonna be offended. Yeah. Cause she made them. So anybody that creates, you go to a hairstylist and she gonna do your hair up and you act like you don't like the hair, she gonna be offended. Any creator is gonna be offended. But rappers are.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Staying on topic, like for real, like I think the consumer don't got no responsibility. They reacting. Mm-hmm. But the people that's putting out the media, they responsible. They have a responsibility. You know what I'm talking about? Like, they control what they put out.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck what people accept.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Are there times where you feel like morality got to take over versus, the business?
Are you directing your questions concerning hip hop or still?
I'm listening to what you said. You saying the consumer choose what we see.
Correct.
All right.
You don't think so?
Now what I'm saying is the consumer don't got no responsibility at all. You know what I'm saying? Meaning they don't control shit that they seeing.
Yeah, you do.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can talk. You can turn it off. You can click in something else.
Right.
You can do that.
That's control.
You can do that.
Control.
But
for instance, when you watch a 10-second clip on TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. The algorithm, which is designed to keep you locked in.
Right.
If there's a clip where they're fighting in this clip.
Right.
Right? And you engage, you watching. If you hit that like button,
they're gonna show you more of that.
That's control. You hitting that like button, you partake. If you don't like it, dislike it, you swipe off, whatever the case may be, you stop interacting with this content. Right. And I'm not talking CMP Network. I'm talking about the question started off as hip hop.
Yeah.
So if the consumer stops interacting with what we say is negative music or negative lifestyle, they will not sell it to you anymore.
Yeah. Meaning if you don't interact with it.
Listen, one of the coldest artists that come from this city is KB Brown.
Yeah. Shout out to KB Brown, man.
One of the coldest artists is KB Brown. He don't get mentioned as much because he ain't dropping all this drill, this, kill that.
Yeah.
Positive.
Right.
Positive.
Right.
He's still putting it out there, but the consumer, since it's so wrapped up in, if it don't sound like this, or if it don't feed to this, I don't want to hear it. That's why people ain't mention them like that.
It's still positive, though. You wouldn't feel how you feel. He wouldn't have the name that he got if it wasn't a lane for that. It is a lane.
Correct.
For that. And that's why you feel how you feel about it.
It's not constantly in your face, like, i.e., your top drill rapper. It's constantly in your face. And I'm not just talking about Chattanooga, I'm talking about in general. Mm-hmm. It's constantly in your face, opposed to this guy over here who give you that real.
I would say it's more them other rappers versus a rapper like KB. Let's say it's 5 versus it's 20 of these motherfuckers.
So
that's what I say.
So what you saying?
And I think it always been like that.
What you said, if it was more of them, it would change the way the consumer.
What I'm saying is, the people control that shit. You seeing that because that's what they want you to see.
You know why? But you know why that's what they want you to see?
I don't think it's the reason why you saying
it. Because you want to see it.
I don't think that's the reason. If you had a goal, well, I know you got goals.
Correct.
You know, we spoke on them. What's your ultimate goal for a CMP network?
My ultimate goal?
Ultimate goal.
Long term.
Long-term goal.
When I'm dead and gonna have something for my kids.
I mean, you the nigga that gotta make it happen.
Right.
So I would say, why you here? You know what I'm saying? Why you here? What you want to achieve?
What do I want to achieve as far as CMP Network?
Why you here? Not when you dead and gone, children. You know what I'm talking about? Why you here on this earth? What do you want to achieve with the CMP Network?
To be the biggest multimedia entertainment outlet, and that's just not hip hop. That's media. That's entertainment straight across the board.
Okay.
We trying to one day do movies. We trying to do TV shows. It ain't just about to be about rap. We trying to interview country singers, comedians. We trying to build a multimedia juggernaut. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
True.